Hi everyone, welcome back to Craft Time. Today we're working on the letter A and B for Amelia, Bedelia. So get out all your craft supplies and let's get started. Let's look at what we need to do this craft today. I have a regular piece of 8x10 paper and I'm not using cardstock, so I just took a cereal box and cut it up to size. I have some cream colored construction paper, a brown for hair, and just a piece of green. You could have any color construction paper really. I found some patterned paper, which I thought would be neat to create some clothing, as well as a piece of felt. Will I use it? I'm not sure, but it's kind of cool to have the options. I found a piece of pipe cleaner that I made a bow tie with, or a hair bow for Amelia Bedelia's hair, and of course googly eyes. So now that we know what we're using, let's start. The first thing we want to do is take our 8x10 paper and put glue on it because we want to attach it to our cereal box. So you know how to do that. Let's just very simply go around the edges and then just put glue enough so that it will all stick. Let's turn it over and press down. And if you've got a little bit of bubble, don't worry about that. Just smooth it with your fingers. We're going to take our scissors. If yours is smaller than your paper, don't worry about that either. We want the middle to be the strong part. If it's bigger like mine, you're just going to take your scissors and cut any extra bits because we don't need them. We just want them to fit the size of the paper. Both sides like that. And there you go. Perfectly strong, just like we need it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our tan color and we're going to create a circle for Amelia Bedelia's head. Now I'm thinking I'm going to create about that size. That looks good to me. You can choose whatever size you like, but this kind of oval seems like a good fit. Let's go on in and cut out our shape. It does not need to be perfect, it just needs to be about that size. Now, I'm going to go on and put a little bit of glue. I can put it there, or I can actually put it on Amelia's head, like so. And you'll notice it's closer to the top, and I'm leaving enough space for her hair. Now, if I wanted to create a dress, I could choose any of my patterns. But first, what I think I want to do is sort of get an idea in my mind. I want to choose a shape. Now we have an oval. We could use a triangle. So let's lightly draw what a triangle shape looks like. So if I were making a true triangle, they would touch at the top, but I don't want them to touch exactly. So I'm just doing that kind of shape. That feels good to me. Now you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, but I think that's good. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Let me think. This is a free-form craft, so you get to decide as you go. Maybe what I'll do is I'll leave that shape, or do I want to go in and create the triangle again? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go in and just create something that looks like a dress. Feels good to me. You do whatever feels good to you. I'm going to go and take my scissors and very carefully cut out the shape that I just made. Put this to the side as we can always use the paper later. That feels good. See how I made it on an angle like that? That's kind of fancy. Let's keep it. I'm going to go on in. I'm just going to put some glue on there. And I'm just going to put it underneath, like so. I don't mind that this is showing. Maybe I'll use it for something. Let's see. Maybe I want to add a little bit of frill at the bottom. Feels good to me. Let's go. Maybe I want to cut it on an angle and attach it to my dress, like that. So I'll just take my crayon and continue the line down so I know where to cut. And I'll just cut it like that. How does that look to you? I kind of like it. Let's go on in. Put some more glue and attach it. Now we're getting fancy. Next, I think we're going to make an apron. So let's go ahead and grab one of our pieces of paper and let's put it on top. Now, I think what I'll do is just take my marker and draw a triangle shape like that. So I'll show you what I've done. I'm going to trace with my scissors. I'm going to cut them out. And if we need to adjust the shape, we can do it afterwards. Actually, that looks pretty good. If yours needs adjusting, just go on in and cut it until it fits. Maybe I will cut it a little bit smaller. Careful with my fingers, of course, because I don't want to cut my fingers. I'll get rid of the yellow from the marker, make it a little bit smaller. Let's see. And that fits very nicely. Now, like an apron has a little bit down like that. So I'm going to cut that section out. And of course, you don't have to do any of this. You could be creating a completely different outfit for Amelia, and that is okay too. But I like the idea of her wearing something that she can bake an apple pie in. So let's go ahead and put that on there with our glue, and just like so, there's an apron. Next, I think that I want to give Amelia some fun arms. I'm going to take another piece of paper and I'm just going to create some arms, and I can just flip over to the wrong side and maybe come down with my arms however I want it to look, like that. So I'll just make another almost identical one like that. And when I flip it, you can't see that, so we'll cut on this side, around. And once we have our shape, we can just go on in and change it to however we like. But this feels good to me. So I'm cutting one arm and another arm. They don't have to be straight. They don't have to be any such shape, just what I want to create right now with my craft. So that to me feels really good. I'm going to put that on like that. I'm going to use my glue and put another one on. I'm always interested when we do these crafts to see how everyone does theirs so uniquely. It feels really good when you create your own individual craft. So I want to create some hands. So I'm going to go on in and I'm just going to create ones that look a little bit like that. Go on this side and do the same. Now you might draw in your fingers and your thumb, but I don't need to. I'm just going to go like this. And because it was folded over, look, I already created two and I didn't even know it. Perfect. Okay, go on in and glue that on, like so. Very nice. All right, next we are going to do some legs or some boots. Let's think about how we feel. That is a little bit too crazy for me, but maybe this one. I'm going to flip it over again and create just two rectangles like legs. I'm going to cut them like so, just like we did before. They don't have to be exactly the same size, just similar. I'm going to put one leg here. Those are some fancy socks. And one right here. I love the way that looks. Now I think with this outfit, we'll do some green shoes. So let's go ahead and just add some green shoes. Wonderful. Maybe Amelia has a little bit of a heel there. Brilliant. I'd like to give Amelia some hair now. So let's go ahead and give her some hair. Now, I'm going to just play with it a little. I sort of know that her head is under here and it's around that shape. So I'm going to just go around like so. Kind of like that. So when I cut this out, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Just very gently cut it out. Now maybe you'll just cut up your pieces one by one and glue them on. Or maybe she'll have a ponytail. I don't know. I'll have to wait until you send me photos. So that covers her face. And what I want to do is take my crayon again and just create a little area for her face to shine through. So go like this. Boop. All the way around. Maybe she has some bangs like that. Go on in. And I can just adjust once I see what it looks like. How cute is that? I like it. Let's glue it on. Looking good, Amelia. Now I'm going to take my little bow that I have made and I'm going to grab some tape and I'm just going to use a little piece of tape to fasten it. Just one little piece and it doesn't even show, but it keeps it on there really nicely. Next, let's take our googly eyes and put them on. Now, I know Amelia Bedelia has some really cute pink cheeks. So I'm going to go and put some pink cheeks on her. And then I'm going to grab my marker and I'm going to add a little nose and a smiley face. One more thing that I want to do, since I have a piece of brown, is I'm going to create a semicircle like so. I'm just going to make little groovies and I'm going to have Amelia holding an apple pie. Just like that. And maybe I'll take a little piece of paper and I'll give her a little plate. This is where you get to create however you want. Just put it like that. Use your imagination. Add things with your markers or your crayons. Maybe you're using paint. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a cherry pie. Maybe it's not an apple pie. Put some cherries around there. Let's get creative. I like that. And of course, Amelia Bedelia is very happy. I'm going to add a sunshine in the corner. And you guessed it, friends. What do you think is going to go in the sun? A smiley face. Let's do it. Let's add some ground over here. Go in and add some grass. Maybe it's wonderful weather and Amelia gets to bake outside, or maybe she's on her way to a picnic. I hope that you love yours. I love the way that mine has come together. Makes me want to get outside and bake a pie. And there you have it. Amelia Bedelia has baked a pie. I hope you like yours. Send me photos. I'll see you next time.